Sorry, had to wipe this off because college football is back, baby. Yes, I did say that in 3 short days, college football is done edging all of you fans, and they are here to finally let you bust. Wait a minute. Anyway, act like I never said that. College football is finally back, and because of that, we are finally here in week 0, where only like 2 games really matter. But that doesn't say that other teams in other games don't matter. It's just their opponents, let's be honest, don't really mean shit. But this is a very exciting week. You have some fun rivalries coming, and the first game across the ocean, you have some fun up and coming teams that had really good years last year, lost their coaches, got replaced from old names from the past, and you have some teams that really just do not matter, or teams that are just going to suck. But we're going to go through all 5 week 0 games and my predictions and my score predictions of each one. And then after the week 0, I'll come back and see if I got any of those scores right and see if which ones I got correct. This is going to be very simple. I'm going to go from, of course, the first game to the last game and just predict all of them. Some of these are going to be much quicker than others because, let's be honest, none of us really care about Sam Houston State this year. So, moving on, let's continue. We have the first game and the best game of this week. It is Farmageddon in Dublin, Ireland. It is the Kansas State Wildcats versus the Iowa State Cyclones. And we are here with an absolute barn burner to start off. We have Avery Johnson on one side. We have Rocco Becht on the other. We have amazing talent on both sides of the ball. We have Dylan Edwards as the running back for the Kansas State Wildcats. We have unbelievable talent that will fill up this game with so many points that is going to make your eyes explode from how amazing this is. This is a rivalry game, a heated rivalry that the Big 12, because they're jackasses, did not keep every year. But because this game is a perfect game to start off, I'll give this the longest amount of time to actually think about. I have been really thinking about this game for a while to actually come up with who I think is going to win. And I think if you saw my Big 12 predictions video, then you know who I have winning. I have really evaluated this. I have the Kansas State Wildcats winning in Dublin, Ireland against the Iowa State Cyclones in a very highly scoring game, a barn burner where both teams are scoring back and forth, and I believe the team with the ball last will end up winning the football game. I have Kansas State winning 51-48, and I think it will be an amazing start to Kansas State's 12-0 season going forward. Moving on, we have UNLV Rebels versus Idaho State. Yeah, it's kind of a dull after that. I'm not saying UNLV is not a fun team, and hell, they can even win the Mountain West and go to the playoffs. Dan Mullen's first year, they're a very interesting team, but it's just their opponents. I'm sorry for the 2 Idaho State fans. Y'all are not the future. Y'all are not them. I know normally I would not. I don't know anything about Idaho State. I don't know anything about the Bengals. The Idaho State Bengals, that's their name for anyone who didn't know, but y'all do not have the Kibby though. Y'all aren't the Vandals. So I will give UNLV a win of 64-7. Moving on very quickly from this game. But hey, if Idaho State scores 14, I'll give y'all a nice crisp thumbs up. Moving on, we have Fresno State versus Kansas. This is actually the only other game I'm really interested in because it's Fresno State, usually a pretty competitive team in the Mountain West against a Kansas team that I think will end up being a bowl team this year. So I think this will actually be a pretty fun game, very interesting, but something that I could actually think about. I could see being closer to what I have it as. I have Fresno State losing and Kansas State winning 42-24. Fresno State's always an interesting team. Kansas lost some games they shouldn't have lost last year. But I think Kansas has a better offense overall than Fresno. I think they're a better team. So give me the win 42-24 in a relatively dominant win for the Kansas Jayhawks to beat the Fresno State Bulldogs. Moving on, sadly, these last 2 games are not that interesting. The Sam Houston State Bearcats with a K versus the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. I think Western Kentucky is going to win the Conference USA. So I have them winning very dominantly against the Sam Houston State Bearcats, who with a K, who lost all their really anything is their coaching, some of their players. They lost everybody. So I have them losing 32-17 against the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, who I think is in my opinion, the favorite to win the Conference USA. They're just the best team in that conference, in my opinion. I think they'll finally get that done this year. And finally, the game no one's gonna watch, especially if you're not a Stanford fan. And some of those Stanford fans might not even watch this game because they'll be fast asleep like a baby. I know because my team faced them in Palo Alto late at night as well last year, and I almost fell asleep during the game. So Stanford versus Stanford, the Stanford Cardinal with their new head coach Frank Reich versus the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Yeah, if I'm Stanford, I have y'all winning, but this is not a fun win. I have y'all winning 24-17 against the Rainbow Warriors. I think y'all are terrible. I think y'all are the worst team in the ACC, and it's not even really close. It's just you or Cal, really. And Hawaii, I think, can score a lot of points if they have Tommy Chang as their head coach. I think they could possibly win this game. Hell, they could possibly win. I just have y'all winning slightly. I don't know. I have really no reason to think that. I just have y'all sitting there at 24-17, winning barely. But hey, at least y'all win. So I'll take that if I was a Cardinal fan. Thank God I'm not, though. So that was my quick Week 0 predictions video. If you like these videos, then you have to press that subscribe button, press those post notifications so you get notified every time I upload a video. Anyway, TCU's winning the national championship in all reality. That's about it. See ya.